I'm wondering if there's something you've never said before that you want to
Yeah.
say today.
Well, I was thinking about it a little bit over the last few days, and as I kind of expected, having listened to your show, we kind of almost touched on it already, which was this idea of the sort of very self-critical voice in your head, which can be extremely motivating, but is also, at the end of the day, I think quite a poisonous can be quite a poisonous thing, and I've been kind of grateful for it through my 20s in terms of it fueling my ambition, but I think I've never really talked like publicly about feeling that voice and that part of myself kind of started winning a little bit through my 30s, and instead of kind of becoming more confident with things and more free, and not only as an actor or a creative person, but also just like in my life, I think it got a bit of a stranglehold on me, and sort of that was something to kind of be negotiated. And I think like trying to focus on the things that you are good at and the things that you are like proud of yourself for becomes harder and harder with a kind of like a voice screaming at you in a way that if a stranger talked to you in that way, you would either no longer speak to them or punch them in the face.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that I listened to a few things, interviews with other people, and read different books about things, but the idea of like talking to yourself as gently as you would advise your own daughter or your own best friend. And I think realizing that one of the things, I might not necessarily be my own favorite actor, or I might not be I'm not even the best singer in my own band. Those things are just, you can accept some of those things as true without being really critical of yourself. But I think I am really good at surrounding myself with kind, talented, loving, human beings, and bringing people together in that kind of a way as well, I think is something that I have been really proud of. And like being a good friend to people is something that I realized I think I am. And so practicing like being a better friend to myself is my thing I haven't said out loud before, that I like is something that I have to like practice. And very recently, as in a month ish ago, I've started like, if I'm feeling like, because taking on, I think with like the fires in LA, which were very close to my home, and like mounting this entire tour, and I know everyone is always juggling a billion things, but it started making me feel like very panicky in a moment where I should have been very excited about starting a tour. And I started at the suggestion of someone that I love, suggested writing to yourself if you feel panicky, write to yourself as if you were your own like best friend. What would you say to yourself in that moment? And I was, part of me balks at things like that. I think being raised by therapists and stuff, I'm like, any kind of like tool always feels like a bit icky and a bit like, because I feel like if I start to address things that I feel are a problem for me, then there's something wrong with me, and then I have to accept that and
Right.
whatever. But actually I've been finding it very, very useful. But
and it helps that self-talk, right? Like
Right.
you were very critical of yourself. Your self-talk wasn't great. So doing that forces you to flip the script, literally flip the script, and address yourself in a way that you would speak to anybody else.
Goes back to that, the blank page. And I think that it can be that blank page. You can put on that blank page whatever you choose to put on it. And the thing that I haven't like said publicly before is just how terrible I have the capacity to be to myself, but like learning to negotiate that, and like very much like it's very much like a present thing that I'm doing, but
a work in progress.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are in that same boat. So you know, it might be kind of interesting to hear from someone who, you know, you might make certain presumptions about what their life might be like, but you never quite know how the cogs in someone's head work.